to? Ay, nakaano pala. Okay. Okay. Wait.
Hi there! Oh my god, I started after a minute. Anyway, I just randomly decided to again make a live video since I have so many things in mind and I'm doing my usual thing, which is talking to myself and imagining that someone is listening to me. But anyway, so hi, my name is SWEN and right now I've just been having a lot of realizations about what has been going through internally in my mind. And oh my goodness, I can tell you that, if you're aware of the vlogger Brian Barczyk, so he passed away a few days ago, and it hit me so hard that it had affected me in a way that I'm confused as to why I'm so affected by it, because I am a fan of the vlog that he makes, and also been watching his vlog for the past month or so. But I think what's confusing is I've never been so affected about death, especially with someone who is really not like biologically a part of my family. And I'm saying this because I've quite handled death in an odd way, because it doesn't really hit me that hard. The first death that I've ever experienced was the death of my grandma, and it took like for it took like more than half a year for me to realize that she's already dead. I mean, I know physically she's not around, but the realization that I was really sad about it hit me when I already graduated from school. So when this YouTuber died, I was actually in a happy state, and I really got sad. Like it's like I've never imagined someone who would touch my heart so much and inspired me so much that even at this person's death, I was super affected. And for the past 2 days, I've been struggling to catch my breath because it's like somebody hit me with a block. And I'm not even kidding. And then yesterday, when my husband arrived home, I was super sad about it, and I texted him what I felt because I was really super sad. Like it felt like when this person passed away, all of the things that I've been trying to set aside, I felt it. So maybe it was just a trigger for me to really feel what I'm going through internally. And so that's the reason why I'm vlogging right now, because I feel like as people or as a person, normally when you try to overcome a situation or grief, or not exactly grief, but if you try to overcome a situation where you don't want to feel it anymore because you've been in that depressed stage in your life, you tend to set it aside and you don't really want to feel it, right? So this is what happened to me, I think. And I'm not an expert about emotional things and the mental state of a person, but with with the years that I've been in this world, I know for a fact that I am a person who tends to get depressed. Not because I'm living a sad life or something, but I tend to get depressed because I tend to keep to myself and tend to overthink, and then the result of that is catastrophic. So I wanted to avoid that because last 2023 I started the year that way. Like I was super fine. I was like having like a lot of fun with my new side hustle, and then all of a sudden I felt depressed, and I was in a loop of depression, and I was hibernating for like more than 6 months. So can you imagine a life like that for the next 6 months of my life? I was really unproductive. That's the word, yeah. So I didn't want to undergo through that kind of hibernation anymore. So what I did was I tried to like push it aside or ignore it, because I know that it's just a phase, like I'm gonna be fine after that. But when that thing, the passing of Brian happened, that's when I felt like, oh my goodness, life is really fragile. Like, why is this person dead if this person has, like is a prime example of a person who's living his life. So that's when I realized that life is really fragile, and anytime, if it's your time, you can die in an instant. And then I was really sad. I was crying a lot. And the funny thing is, when I heard the news or when I read about the news, I was with my toddler, who is always with me since I'm a homemaker. I'm a stay at home mom and wife. And my toddler, a 3-year-old child, is the one who comforted me when I was like about to cry, because I was shocked. I was really shocked. Oh my god! Like everybody knew, everyone of Brian's fan knew that he was gonna pass away anytime. Okay, he was in a hospice, and he was battling stage 4 pancreatic cancer. So everyone knew that at any time he was gonna pass. But then when it hits you, like what happened to me, I was super shocked. I was in a state of disbelief, because inside me I was hoping that there's a miracle, and I didn't like, I don't know, maybe not all of the viewers can relate to this, but those people who will watch this video who are a fan of Brian knows what I'm talking about. And when I read it, I was in disbelief. I was in shock. I was about to cry for after like a minute of being shocked. And then when I was about to cry, my toddler was telling me, he was doing something to make me forget about the thing that's making me sad. And then I had to stop like the feeling of crying. And then when I cried, he said, this is so funny. He said, don't be sad, mom. You're gonna see him again if he don't die. So it's funny, because one of the last few messages of Brian in his vlogs, he was saying that the only time a person really dies is when people would stop speaking your name. And when my toddler told me that, I was like super shocked, because it's amazing how can one toddler empathize and be so mature enough to say those words, but without really having an experience about life. So I was really really overwhelmed, and that's the time that I really really cried now, because I couldn't believe that a toddler, 3-year-old kid is so pure and so mature, and so, he was so sweet. And then I was like there crying, and he was trying to comfort me. And then again I tried to brush it off, and then eventually I just made myself busy, and then did other things, and then I didn't know it was really affecting me internally, because as that day, as yesterday progressed, it was yesterday ba? Yeah, it was yesterday. Oh my goodness, I was super annoyed and irritable. So when we fetched my daughter and from school, you know, I was so I suddenly felt all the tiredness, like mental load, physical tiredness, and emotional tiredness. I felt it all, and then I was reprimanding my eldest, and then the whole afternoon I was really in a bad mood. And when my husband arrived, well, I messaged him, and then I told him what was happening with me. And then this is so touching. I couldn't believe that I was able to share with him what I was really feeling through text, because I usually tell him na lang eh. And then he just went into the room, and then he just embraced me. So I was, I sometimes you really have to open up and be, you trust the person to understand you, because you're not the only person who can understand yourself. So I always had that mentality that no one can understand what I'm thinking, because I'm the only one who experienced this. So usually I would just keep to myself, because eventually I would know how to make myself feel better. But then yesterday, I was so glad that my husband just embraced me, and then we hugged, and then I started to cry, and then that's when I realized that I was really not feeling so okay, that I'm just trying to be strong because I didn't want my kids to see me sad or anything. But they were getting affected because my mood was so weird. So yeah, I appreciate my husband even more since yesterday, because I couldn't believe, I was belittling him because I felt like, oh no, he's not gonna understand me because he hasn't, I always have that thinking at the back of my mind that I'm the only person who can understand me, or maybe a psychiatrist like that. So that's what happened. It's a very long cuento, but then what I was really wanting to talk about this live is about, I was talking to myself and telling myself that I don't want to make a resolution because it really doesn't work for me, and I don't believe in that. But I want to make an effort, a conscious effort, to just, I'm not really a people pleaser din kasi eh. Pero, I'm gonna say that if I'm gonna spend my time with a person or with things that I'm going to do here at home, outside, it should be something that I can really, really learn from, and not just because I felt like okay with it. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I was going to talk about. And then what else? Hi! Oh, I can't believe there's one viewer pala. Okay, hi! Anyway, going back, na-distract ako, hindi ko nakita eh. Going back, so I told myself that I'm gonna make my choices count, and then really I'm gonna spend my time here at home doing things that would teach me, or where I can learn. And then here's the thing kasi. Here's the thing. I'm in a place in my life where there are a lot of things that I can do because I'm not working at the moment. Okay? So that's how I am right now. I'm a homemaker. I'm busy with my kids at home. My only responsibility is my husband, my kids, and myself. So I'm not thinking of anything else. And now, since my youngest has stopped breastfeeding, a lot of ideas has come to my mind that, oh, I mean, I can work now, I can do this, I can do that, and then it's like a wave of thoughts that for the past almost 4 years, no, not really, but for the past, let's say, 2 to 3 years that I have been at home and just with the kids, I felt like I'm 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 behind with all my colleagues. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see myself as succeeding because nga my colleagues, they have their jobs. It's so nasty. It's so nasty, that thought that if you're not, well, it's my thought that if I don't have my own money, malaking kawalan. So I'm losing like something that I shouldn't be losing in the first place because I'm capable of working. And so it took me a lot of years to accept being a homemaker. And now I can say that I have fully accepted it, but still my love for learning, yun talaga eh. My love for learning is still there, and I want to learn as much because I want to see my kids inspired by me because I'm learning. And then I'm tired of being at home because even if you're at home, it's tiring because your time is consumed with chores and being with your kids. It's not that I'm saying that being with kids is annoying, but every day you do that. Every day, for weeks, for months, for a year. And then you feel like your personal growth is not moving anywhere. So that's the reason why I feel so strongly of me doing something else other than parenting. But whenever I see my kids, being complimented by other people because they are doing so well, that's the only time that I get to appreciate what I'm doing. So I'm torn. Like, when I tell my husband, oh, I wanna do this, I wanna do that, I wanna say lang, I'm so lucky because I've been blessed with a kind of husband that truly is patient with me. In my thought, when it's just the two of us, in my thought, when it's just the two of us, I feel like he's the lucky one. But now I'm realizing even more that I'm the lucky one because he puts up with my moods, my shortcomings and all of those things. But then I only see myself like, oh no, you're the lucky one because you don't have to deal with this and that and this and that. Well, those are some other personal things, but so anyway, going back, you see how my mind works. That's why it's so it's so frustrating because I want to do a lot of things, but my mind cannot focus when, especially, my feelings are going up and down. So yeah. Anyway, what was I gonna say? My point is that I'm in a situation where I can find work, and I have been applying for work like a lot in LinkedIn, Job Street. I'm calling my colleagues to refer me to the workplace. I am doing everything, but for some reason, this is so unlikely. For some reason, the work or the offers are not pushing through. And that's so weird for me because I easily can get work. So it's okay. I mean, the rejection is okay with me, but what's affecting me is that I wanna earn my own money and I have to have it right now. So parang ang thinking ko is kahit anong work yan, basta, o sige, syempre, you're gonna still filter it out, but it has to be something that will give me stability, and I can only find it if I earn money. So, parang, kahit filter ko siya with what kind of work it is, parang desperately, I'm desperately trying to work. Oh, yeah, that's the word. I'm desperately trying to work. And then, right now, with all this, not rejections, because some I could pass it, but then something happens, and then it doesn't push through. So, ang thinking ko ngayon, with all this thing happening, I'm like, oh my God, sabi ko by January, I should be earning na, like that. Tapos, on the side, I have this thinking na, oh, I should do live selling na talaga because maybe this is my path. And then, I see another option, oh, maybe I should learn a new language because this is the in-demand language. You know, so my mind is like in all the places. And then my husband reminded me that he told me yesterday that, oh, ikaw, he just told me, ikaw, ano ba ang gusto mong gawin? Ay, nakakatawa. Ano ba yung gusto kong gawin? Yun actually yung tanong ko, ano ba talaga yung gusto kong gawin? Because I wanna do everything all at the same time. But I don't know what is it that I really want. So he asked me that, and when he told that, when he asked that, doon ako napastop, and then napaisip ako na, oh yeah, what do I really want to do? So sabi niya pa nga, because also one of the reasons why I'm getting in this kind of mental anguish is because we haven't traveled for a very long time. Like, we haven't really gone out somewhere local, like we have been like in the near around Manila and outside Manila, but like, I've always wanted the kids to experience riding a plane, even if it's just local. So a lot of things have happened after we got married, and then the pandemic, and then the financial issues, and then right now, parang even if I want to now, all I want is to save money because we are planning on something that's more, what do you call this, more deserving of our funds, parang ganun. So right now we do have the funds, but then I am always torn between, okay, do we travel right now, or do we save for another year so that we can easily, basta we're spending the money for something much more important. So yeah. And so I mentioned yesterday when we were talking that I really wanna travel, kahit parang sabi ko sa kanya, ganito kasi, ito talaga yun eh. So, I wanted to work because I wanted to have my money. And I want to have my own money because I don't want to depend on his money. Because it's always like that for how many years na. And ako, I don't feel really comfortable depending on his money alone. Because, alam mo yun, I grew up in a family where it has been, parang you grew up in a family where you are supposed to be self-reliant. And you got used to that. And so, I didn't wanna, sabi ko sa kanya, I don't want to parang, I don't wanna, ayan na, so, sasabihin ko na sa husband ko na, oh, I'm gonna travel like this and that. He will agree, but then, oh, sige, he will tell me, oh, sige, hanap ka na ng lugar, ganyan, ganyan. Tapos, pag andun na ako, maghahanap na ako ng ticket, ng accommodation, ganyan, bigla akong sasabihin sa kanya, alam mo, Abby, wag na. Because, sayang pera. Parang, sige, let's spend it somewhere else. Yun. So, parang, at the end of the day, yung problema ko is, nasa sa akin din na, dahil nga I have that feeling na I don't wanna have this burden on him, thinking about my mental issues and all those stuff na kayang ma-resolve ng isang trip or isang something. And then at the end of the day, sabi niya sa akin kahapon, baka ma'am, parang basta just make sure that you know what you want to do. Kapag you're fine na with it, then I'm okay, go. Sabi niya, you have all the liberty to do whatever you want. So, ayun, yun yung parang sabi ko nga, grabe, parang okay pala, napaka-understanding talaga ng husband ko. Ako lang talaga yung I need to make up my mind. And now, talking about this with you and the camera, and if you're there, can you comment down below? I so appreciate that that you are watching my live. What was I saying? Ayan, so I can do whatever I wanted to, but I have to make sure that it's something that I want to do. I really, really, really want to do. And after I do that thing, I'm gonna be content with it. Parang hindi na ako yung parang manghihinayang after na, ay sana pala, ganito, ganyan. Kasi may ganun akong tendency eh. Pero parang ano lang yun, I don't know if nasasabi ko lang yun kasi options, but not really that I'm nanghihinayang or I'm sad that I did something, but it's like, oh, I could have done this pala. So next time, I know what to do. So that's my thought process, and I don't know if my husband gets me on that. So, ayun, oh my God, 26 minutes na pala to. Grabe, sino to nanonood? Can you comment who are you, who is watching? So that I can, say hi. But I can't see any, I don't know if you are my friend here or my, like, real life friend. Mars! Kaloka. No, I'm talking to the video. I mean, dito. Marcelo, nanonood ka pala. Oh my golly. Say hi to Tita Liza.
Thanks.
Yeah, alam ko nga, Mars. Kasi nakita ko na yung name na yan sa Instagram eh. So, ikaw pala yan. Actually, hindi ko alam kung saan ka pumasok dito na nanood. Pero, kanina pa ako nagsasalita eh. Bigla ako nahiya sa mga pinagsasabi ko. Ay, Tita Liza is saying hi, Zoe. Ayun. Alam mo, teka lang. I-end ko na kaya tong video na to, tas magchikahan na lang tayo. Ano, okay ba sa'yo yun? Kasi parang feeling ko, hala, lobat na ako. Wow, sino yan? Hello!
Andiyan.
What did you do? Oh. Oh, ano, Mars? Oh, sige. Sige. Thank you for watching, Mars. Anyway, I have to cut my live because I'll do another live that's, grabe, 30 minutes halos na pala to. Bye-bye! Thank you, Mars!